The airport in Lagos was hot, crowded, and smelled of a mix of jet fuel and expensive perfumes. Amina held her two children, Toby and little Sarah, so tight she thought she might fuse their bodies into hers. Toby was 6 and Sarah was just 3. They didn't understand why Mommy was crying. They didn't understand that the ticket in her hand was a one-way trip to London, a ticket to a life where she would scrub floors and change adult diapers just so they could eat meat every day and go to the best schools. Her husband, Kofi, had passed away 2 years ago, leaving her with nothing but a mountain of debt and a leaking roof. "Listen to me, Toby," Amina whispered, wiping her eyes with her wrapper. "You are the man of the house now. Listen to Grandma. Do everything she says. I will call you every night on WhatsApp." Her mother-in-law, Mama Rose, stood a few feet away. She was a tall, dark woman with a face that looked like it was carved out of old mahogany wood. She was a pillar of the church, a woman everyone respected in the village. When Amina's own mother died, Mama Rose had stepped in, promising to treat Amina like her own blood. "Amina, stop crying," Mama Rose said, her voice deep and steady. "You are going to find our greatness. Go and walk. I will guard these children like they are the last pieces of gold on this earth. Not even a fly will touch them under my roof." Amina knelt down and touched Mama Rose's feet. "Thank you, Mama. I am leaving my soul with you." As Amina walked through the departure gates, she didn't look back. If she looked back, she knew she wouldn't be able to leave. She didn't see the way Mama Rose's eyes changed from soft comfort to a cold, hard calculation. She didn't see the way Mama Rose's gripped the children's hands just a little too tight as they walked toward the car. Amina was thinking of the British pounds she would send back. She was thinking of the future. She had no idea. She had just handed her children over to a woman who had a very different plan for their lives. London was not the paradise Amina expected. It was cold, grey and lonely. She lived in a tiny room in Peckham with 4 other African women. She worked 3 jobs. From 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., she cleaned offices. From 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., she worked as a kitchen assistant. From 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., she was a caregiver for the elderly. She barely slept. Every penny she made, she saved. She ate only bread and tea most days. But every month, she sent £800 to Mama Rose. In the village, that was a fortune. For the first 6 months, the video calls were frequent. She would see Toby and Sarah looking healthy. "Mommy, Grandma bought me a new bag," Toby would shout. Mama Rose would smile at the camera, looking like an angel. "They are doing well, Amina. Just keep working hard. The house we are building is almost at the roofing stage." Amina felt proud. She saw photos of a big house being built in her name. She saw receipts for private school fees. She felt her sacrifice was worth it. But as the first year passed, things started to change. The video calls became harder to schedule. "The network is bad in the village," Mama Rose would say. Or, "The children are asleep, don't wake them up, they had a long day at school." Amina started to feel a small itch of worry in her heart. She sent more money, thinking maybe Mama Rose was stressed. She sent designer clothes, toys, and tablets for the kids. Mama Rose always confirmed she received them. But Amina never saw the kids wearing them in the few photos she got. "They saved them for church, Amina," Mama Rose explained. "You know how children are. They will ruin expensive things if they wear them every day." Amina trusted her. Why wouldn't she? This was Kofi's mother, the grandmother of her children. By the 2nd year, Amina had saved enough to come home for a visit. But Mama Rose discouraged her. "Amina, if you come now, you will spend all your savings on plane tickets and gifts. Stay 1 more year. Finish the house. If you come now, the spirit of poverty might follow you back. Stay there and secure the children's future. Amina stayed. But the calls became even rarer. When she did speak to Toby, he sounded different. He was no longer the bubbly boy she left behind. He was quiet. Toby, are you okay? She would ask. Yes, mommy, he would whisper. Is grandma treating you well? A long silence would follow. And then Mama Rose's voice would bark in the background. Tell your mother about the 100% you got in your math test. Toby would repeat the words like a robot. Amina's heart began to ache. She started having dreams of her children crying in the rain. She told her roommate Fuke about it. Fuke looked at her with pity. Amina, some of these mothers-in-law are not what they seem. If your spirit is restless, go home. Don't tell her you are coming. Just show up. Amina laughed it off. Not Mama Rose. She is a deaconess. She loves those children. But then, the money requests became strange. Mama Rose asked for £2,000 for a spiritual cleansing for Sarah, claiming the girl was seeing ghosts. Then she asked for money for a private tutor because Toby was slow. Amina sent it all. She walked double shift until her feet bled. She was exhausted, but she was a mother. A mother does anything for her cubs. In the 3rd year, Amina decided she couldn't take it anymore. She had saved enough to start a small business in Nigeria. She didn't tell Mama Rose. She wanted it to be a surprise. She bought suitcases full of clothes, shoes, and sweets. She bought a gold watch for Mama Rose as a thank you for 3 years of sacrifice. When the plane touched down in Lagos, Amina felt a surge of joy. She took a car straight to the village, a 4-hour drive. She arrived at the village at 2 p.m. The sun was high and hot. She told the driver to stop a few houses away so she could walk in and surprise them. As she walked down the dusty road, people looked at her strangely. Some women whispered and shook their heads. Amina frowned. Maybe they didn't recognize her. She looked different, paler from the London weather, thinner from the hard work. When she reached the site of the new house she had been sending money for, she stopped dead. The house was there, yes, it was big and beautiful. But there were people living in it, strangers. A man came out and Amina asked, "Please, is this not Amina's house? The one Mama Rose built?" The man laughed. "I bought this house from Mama Rose 6 months ago. She said the owner was dead abroad and she needed money for her son's business." Amina felt the world tilt. Her head spun. "Dead? I am not dead." She ran toward Mama Rose's old family house, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. When she reached Mama Rose's old house, it looked dilapidated and overgrown with weeds. This was where the children were supposed to be staying while the new house was being finished. There was no sound of children playing, no laughter. Amina pushed the gate open. It creaked loudly. "Mama! Toby! Sarah!" she screamed. A thin, raggedy-looking woman came out of the kitchen hut. It was Mama Rose. She looked older, her eyes darting around. When she saw Amina, she dropped the plate in her hand. It shattered. She didn't run to hug her. She turned pale. "Amina, what are you doing here? You didn't say you were coming." Amina ignored her. "Where are my children? Mama, where are Toby and Sarah?" Mama Rose started shaking. They went to a special boarding school. Yes, a very expensive one in the city. I didn't want to tell you yet. I wanted it to be a surprise for your return. Amina didn't believe her. The way Mama Rose was sweating told a different story. Amina pushed past her into the house. The house was empty of children's things, no toys, no school bags, just the smell of dust and old age. Which school, Mama? Tell me the name now. Mama Rose started crying, a loud, fake-sounding wail. Oh, Amina, something happened. Toby ran away 2 weeks ago. We have been looking for him. Amina felt like she was going to faint. And Sarah? Where is Sarah? Mama Rose pointed toward the back of the compound. She is sleeping. Amina ran to the back. There, she saw a small shack, the kind people used to keep goats. She heard a low whimpering sound. Amina tore the wooden latch off the shack door. The smell that hit her was unbearable. Urine, sweat, and unwashed bodies. Inside, in the darkness, she saw a small figure huddled in a corner. It was Sarah. But it wasn't the Sarah she left behind. This child was skeletal. Her hair was falling out in patches. She was wearing a rag that was once a beautiful dress Amina had sent from London. Sarah was chained by her ankle to a heavy grinding stone. Sarah, Amina whispered, her voice breaking. The little girl looked up, but her eyes were blank. She didn't recognize her mother. She shied away, covering her head with her tiny scarred arms. Don't hit me, Grandma. I will wash the plates, I promise. Amina let out a scream that shook the trees. She grabbed a stone and began to bash the chain. She cried, she howled, she cursed. She picked up her daughter, who weighed almost nothing. Sarah was covered in sores and bruises. Where is Toby? Amina roared, turning back to the house. Mama Rose was trying to sneak out of the front gate. Amina, fueled by a strength she didn't know she had, ran and tackled the older woman to the ground. She pinned her down. If you don't tell me where my son is, I will kill you today and go to jail. Where is Toby? Mama Rose, seeing the madness in Amina's eyes, finally broke. I sold him, she screamed. The money you are sending wasn't enough. My son in the city had gambling debts. I sold Toby to a man who needed a houseboy in another state. And Sarah, the prophet told me she was a witch, that she was the one making your husband die. I had to chain her to save your soul. Amina didn't wait for the police. She dragged Mama Rose to the village head's palace, screaming for justice. The whole village gathered. When they saw Sarah's condition, the women began to wail. The men wanted to lynch Mama Rose right there. The village head, a stern man, called the police. But Amina wasn't finished. Tell me where he is, she demanded. Through the intervention of the police, Mama Rose gave up the name of the agent who took Toby. It turned out to be a human trafficking ring disguised as an employment agency. For 3 days, Amina didn't eat or sleep. She worked with the police, using the last of her London savings to bribe officials to move faster. They tracked the agent to a border town. They raided the warehouse where children were being kept before being moved across the border to work in cocoa plantations or as domestic slaves. When the police opened the containers, Amina was there. She searched through dozens of terrified faces. Toby! Toby! Finally, in the back of a dark room, she saw him. He was being forced to carry heavy crates. He looked like an old man in a child's body. His back was bent and his hands were calloused and bleeding. When he saw Amina, he didn't run to her. He fell to his knees and started shaking. He thought it was another trick. Mommy, he whispered. Amina ran to him and pulled him into her chest. I'm here. I'm so sorry. Mommy is here. The story rocked the country. Mama Rose was sentenced to 20 years in prison along with the agents. Amina's brother-in-law, the one whose debts were being paid with her hard-earned money, fled the country and was never seen again. But the victory felt hollow. Amina moved her children to a different city, far away from the village. The big house she had worked so hard for was sold to pay for the children's medical and psychological treatments. Sarah didn't speak for a whole year. She would only eat if Amina fed her by hand. Toby had night terrors, screaming that the man with the whip was coming for him. Amina realized that while she was busy chasing pounds and euros to give them a better life, the very person she trusted to protect them had stolen their childhood. She realized that poverty is a beast, but greed is a demon that lives even in the hearts of those we call family. She started a small poultry farm. She was no longer rich, but she was there. Every morning she walked them to school. Every night she tucked them in. One evening, Toby sat by her. "Mommy, are you going back to London?" Amina looked at her children, their skin finally glowing again, their laughter slowly returning. She took a deep breath. "Never," she said. "I would rather we eat salt and water together than for me to leave you for a second. The greatest wealth I have isn't in a British bank. It's sitting right here on this mat."
5 years later, life had become stable. Toby was doing well in school, and Sarah was a happy 11 years old who loved to dance. Amina had built a successful business and was helping other women who wanted to travel abroad, educating them on the risks. One day, a letter arrived. It was from the prison where Mama Rose was serving her time. It said Mama Rose was dying of cancer and wanted to see Amina one last time to confess a final secret. Amina didn't want to go, but her pastor encouraged her. "Forgiveness is for you, not for her," he said. Amina went to the prison hospital. Mama Rose looked like a ghost, her skin clinging to her bones. "Amina," she whispered, her voice a raspy whistle. "You think I did it for the money? You think I hated you?" Amina looked at her coldly. "It doesn't matter why you did it." Mama Rose chuckled, a dark, dry sound. "Your husband, Kofi, he didn't die of sickness. He found out about my business. He found out I was selling children from the village for years. He was going to report me to the police, his own mother." Amina's blood ran cold. "What are you saying?" Mama Rose leaned in, her eyes wide. "I put something in his soup. I killed my own son to stay free, and I would have killed you too if you hadn't stayed in London so long. I only kept the children alive to keep the money coming. You weren't sending money for a house, Amina. You were paying me not to kill your children." Amina stood up, her whole body shaking. She didn't say a word. She walked out of the prison into the bright sunlight. She realized that the evil she had faced was deeper than she ever imagined. She went home, hugged her children, and burnt every photo of Mama Rose she had left. She chose to live, to love, and to never look back at the darkness that almost swallowed her whole family. If you were Amina, would you have ever suspected your own mother-in-law could do such a thing? Do you believe Amina was wrong for leaving her children for 3 years to work abroad? Should Amina have visited Mama Rose in prison, or was the final confession too much to bear? How can mothers working abroad better ensure the safety of the children they leave behind? Is it ever truly possible to forgive someone who sold your child into slavery?